All right, now that we've done all the processing that we need to do on the track, it's now time to make it louder. And I'm not going to get into the loudness war discussion. Loudness is a personal choice. It's up to you how loud you want to make your song. The whole point is you want to try and make it as loud as possible without completely destroying it. So the plugin we're going to use for doing this is the L2 Ultra Maximizer, and it's my favorite limiting plugin from Waves. The release on automatic, so this sets the automatic release control. I want to make sure the dithering is off for now, and we'll get into dithering later on, just a little bit after we're done. Let's just keep these on none and none, so no dithering. And then you have a very useful option which lets you drag the threshold and the output ceiling at the same time. So you can hear exactly what the limiter is doing without the increase in volume. And I'll show you exactly what that is. So usually, when you do limiting, you set the ceiling at whatever, minus 0.1. And then you pull the threshold down and the song gets louder. However, the problem with that is you can't really hear what the limiter is doing because you're not volume matching. So again, this is all about volume matching. So when you do this, you're listening to what the limiter is doing at the same volume. And then after you set the threshold at a proper output ceiling back to minus 0.1. Right? So very useful, handy feature. And the volume up, things that you might not have heard before, you will hear now. So we might have to go back and tweak some of these settings on the other. Let's work on this limiter, see what we come up with, and see if we need to tweak anything. Okay, so at this point, beyond this point, the kick drum gets smashed to pieces, the transients are gone, and we start hearing some actual distortion. So this is where I want to set the threshold. Now I can turn this back to minus 0.1, and we will get the loudness that we want. Now I'm aiming for an RMS of minus 9, which is like a good standard for loudness, right? Tracks nowadays, they go to like minus 6, minus 7 dB, which is ridiculously loud. So I don't want to do that. I'm aiming for minus 9. Okay, so there we are. We are at minus 9 RMS, which is pretty darn loud. And at this point, again, what you can do is just listen and see if you need to tweak anything else that will clean up the mix a little bit more and allow you to get a little bit cleaner of a loudness out of the song. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back, listen, see if maybe if I make a little bit more cuts here, if I can clean up some more space, or maybe revisit the linear phase and rebalance these bands here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So just follow along and let's see if we can improve the sound a little bit more.